Howdy everyone. Welcome to the next video. I'm promoting some other channels, but guess what? This time we're going to do all ladies. I thought that'd be kind of fun to do. And let's see. The first one we're going to do, her name is Jennifer, and she goes by Poodle Professor. She's a good little channel. I love to watch whenever she does post videos because she's pretty informative. She'll tell you which campground she's going out to and everything about it and stuff. And it's pretty neat. She shows you, and she travels with her dog Jupe, who is a full-sized poodle. It's not one of those little. When you think of poodles, most people think of the little tiny dogs, the yip and yap. But no, she's got the full-size poodle. And it's huge, so. And to think she used to travel with two of them, but she travels in I think it's a Tab 400. So yeah, check out Poodle Professor, Jennifer. She goes out there and she tells you some good stories out on the road. Good channel, good person. Poodle Professor. The next one, this is one that I've been following for a few years now. She's an attractive young lady. She's from Arkansas, and I started following her because there was a time when I was following a lot of those people that were doing hikes, like on the Pacific Crest Trail and all these other trails and stuff. And Kelly has done, I think originally her channel name was Kelly Hayes Hikes, but she has gone through all the trails that you can name, the Pacific and the one back, the Appalachian, all those trails. She's done all of them, the Florida Trail. And she's made through most of them. A couple of them, one of them she had some kind of serious health issues that she had to stop and go take care of and stuff. But then she went back later and then did finish it. But she's pretty cool. She's a pretty good hiker, and I like the way she did it. She would give you like updates as she was traveling every day and how far they were going to go that day and stuff. And it was pretty neat to watch her. Of course, she is attractive, so that makes it a lot better to watch her. But recently she's been doing more adventure and hiking, and she's recently bought this log cabin in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas, and she's doing videos on that, fixing it all up and stuff. And we'll see where she goes from there. But she's still doing pretty good. She's got like, I want to say like 130 or 40,000 subs. I didn't look on her page lately, but she's getting up there, so good stuff. Kelly Hayes. The next one is this girl up there from, I believe, at first I thought she was from Michigan. She may be way up on the Upper Peninsula, but after watching for a while, I think that they actually live up in over the border in Canada up there. And not only is she good looking and has a great channel, but she does everything. She does everything by herself. She has a husband. She's married and has a husband there. They live there with their dogs and stuff. But she has done some great things like building stuff. She built a small cabin on top of a cliff with a great view, and you got to go check that out. And her name is Michygos. It's MICHYGOSS. And yeah, she does some great stuff. She's adept at working with machinery. I think they actually have like what do you call it? A planer where they can cut down trees and make their own wood for cabins and stuff like that. She can cut firewood. She can do all kind of stuff, and as well as build and stuff. So, yeah, she has some good stories out there. Michygos, I guess is how you'd say it. But check her out. She's pretty cool. This next one, I just started watching her recently, within the past year or so, I guess. But her name is DL, and she goes by National Parks Princess, and she likes to go to all the national parks, and show us what's going on and stuff. But But she does live in California presently, and what's neat is she lives in the same town that I used to live in California. I won't say the name. She can tell you later on if she wants to, but yeah, that's kind of cool. But so it's neat when you meet somebody on YouTube like that, and then you lived in the same places, and you get a kind of idea of what it takes to go travel to the places where she goes to. It's kind of neat. But her strong point on her channel is she does a lot of lives, and they're hiking lives, and they're pretty cool. Like, she'll go out to the ocean and stuff, and the rocks and stuff. She likes wildlife and plants and flowers and all that kind of stuff, and she does pretty good. As long as she gets a signal, she does a pretty good live streams. So yeah, she does some good lives. So check her out, National Parks Princess, and then hit that bell so whenever she does go live, you can check in. It's a lot of fun, and she's a pretty nice person also. So National Parks Princess, DL. The next one I want to talk about is she's a younger girl, and I believe she lives up in the upper Midwest also. I'm not going to tell you what state, because if she wants you to know, she'll tell you. But what caught me was she talks very well. She loves to do lives and get on there and start talking and stuff. And her name is Shawnee Grows. Her channel is all about growing things, gardening, and it covers everything from food, flowers, everything. So and she does have a lot of lives. She's married and has children and stuff, so she does try to squeeze her live streams in wherever she can, after she's taking care of everything. But she does have some good live streams, and I don't know which days she does, but whenever it is, she usually lasts for a pretty long time in the evening and stuff. So go check her out, Shawnee. She's a really nice person, and if you ask her a question, she's one that I like, because doing a live, she goes through every comment on there, and she will reply to them if there's a question. So check her out, Shawnee Grows. The next one, I didn't know if I want to put in there or not, but I figured why not, This one's pretty famous worldwide, and I don't know if you've heard of her or not, but if you like motorcycles, you probably have. This girl is called Itchy Boots, and she rides a motorcycle all over the world. I thought that she was just like doing it like wherever she's from, whatever country she's from, I think. But that's not true. She actually is going all around the world, and lately I started watching her a lot again every week, because she puts out videos every week, and she's over there in Iraq and all those places, Afghanistan and stuff. She had heck going through Afghanistan, because she'd be driving along and all of a sudden she'd go by a Taliban checkpoint, and then she was kind of scared, because they all had those AK-47s and stuff, and they would escort her to the main checkpoint place and interrogate her and all this kind of stuff, Pretty neat stuff, and she's not on a big motorcycle. I don't know how many cc's it is, but it looks like a fairly small motorcycle. But what was really cool is when she came through the United States, I think she came from down south, down by the Mexico, entered that way, and then went up. And then she did go through Death Valley, and she wiped out in Death Valley and hurt her foot. So that set her back for a little while. But yeah, go check her out. Itchy Boots is her name. Next one I want to talk about is one that I always say, she's all things Death Valley, because she lives there in Pahrump, right at the edge of Death Valley and stuff, and her channel is all about the history and the exciting different things of Death Valley, as well as Pahrump and the surrounding areas and stuff. And she does a really great job, and she's always hyper and excited to do videos, and she conveys that, when she's up there, she says, "Hi, I'm Jenny," and hi. and when you start watching her, you can't help but like her, you'll be saying, when's the next video? No, she's pretty good. And she did lives occasionally. She does lives occasionally, you know. But lately, I think she's been in a little slump sort of from YouTube because she's trying to deal with her with life problems. So we'll just leave that as it is. And but still, go there and check her out and support her. Jenny Gives, good stuff. Let me see. The next one I'm going to talk about is one that I've been watching a couple years now, and this is a married couple. It's two women. One is from, I believe the one that's the channel that started the channel. I think she's the one from Canada, and the other one's from the United States. But they are legally married, and they're here, and they live in a little trailer. I don't know what kind of trailer it is. It's one of those little fiberglass looking things, and they travel around, you know, living the nomad life now. And right now they're back in Quartzsite. So she's given them pretty much every day she posts something about what's going on in Quartzsite and all that kind of stuff. Plus, she is another one that is a licensed drone pilot, and she has some excellent drone shots of Quartzsite and stuff, if you want to know. So if you want to see the drone shots and see what it really looks like in Quartzsite, then check her out, because you know she shows it all, and I like the way she presents everything. She's not snobby. She's just real nice and just tells it like it is, you know. But they're called the Lady Ferns, and they're pretty good stuff. And then the last one I want to talk about, I've only been following her a little while because somebody else mentioned her. Actually, it was Mobile Tech mentioned her, but her name is Beth Midlife Travels, or Midlife Adventures, and she's pretty good. I like her because she's number one, she's very optimistic about what she's doing, and she doesn't really complain or anything, you know, unless something bad happens. But you know, she's very optimistic, and that's what you need to portray yourself on as a van lifer, you know. There's too many of them out there that are just telling you, you know, how it doesn't work, blah blah blah, dirty press, dirt, blah blah blah, you know. But she seems to be pretty much, you know, happy and content and positive, and she conveys that in her video persona, I guess you'd say, you know, which makes for some good videos. So check her out, Beth's Midlife Adventures. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.